The best players in the world play on CBS Sports Golazo. Hi again, everybody, and welcome inside Cable Dahmer Arena. Alongside my broadcast partner, Eric Bergrud, I'm Nick Vassos. Coming up tonight, it's Kansas City hosting the St. Louis Ambush. Two cities connected by an interstate that have been playing indoor soccer for a very long time.
They've been playing since 1981. All-time series led by Kansas City, 96-71. You do some math, that's a lot of games these two cities have played over the decades.
St. Louis made a splash in the offseason, signing a four-time most valuable player in Frank Taillou. But they also have another player who has really been filling the back of the nets.
Their captain, William Eskay, he's the guy who makes this offense start. Watch him on special teams. He has a great first step, and he can score goals when the Ambush needs it.
Last year's Golden Boot winner in the MASL, Zach Reggett, you would think would normally lead this team in scoring, but it's the other forward who is now.
Rion Marquez is having a career start this year, tied for the league lead in scoring, and expect another big game as Ambush players try to hold up with him.
We're going to tell you about something that the St. Louis Ambush is still looking for nearly 2 years. We'll tell you what that is as Kansas City and St. Louis will kick off next on CBS Sports Golazo.
The Adirondack Apartments, the brand new apartment and townhome community, is now open in Independence and is the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Discover modern luxury living, from stainless steel appliances to resort-style swimming pool. The Adirondack Apartments has everything you need to live the life you deserve. Stop by or visit us on the web to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home. The Adirondack Apartments.
Community America Credit Union, where every member feels like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
This is Kansas City. This is my town. What happens here matters to me. You're my neighbors, and when one of my neighbors gets hurt, I want to help. If you're hurt in Kansas City, I've got this.
Call 816-888-7500.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
It's one of the leading soccer brands worldwide and produces some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at miter.com.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Eric Bergrud, I'm Nick Vassos. We're going to be joined by Lux St. Lou in just a little bit. She's our sideline reporter. Welcome into Cable Dahmer Arena here on CBS Sports Golazo. We are kicking off the weekend. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. The Kansas City Comets come in tonight 3-0-1. They're at the top of the table in the MASL with 10 points. The St. Louis Ambush are 1-3. They have 3 points after defeating the Dallas Sidekicks last weekend. I mentioned before we went to the break that the St. Louis Ambush have been looking for something for nearly 2 years. It didn't show up underneath their Christmas tree on Christmas. We're talking about a road win. Their last road win came on January 15th of 2023. That's nearly 2 years ago when they defeated Utica City up in Utica 7-3, and they would like nothing more than to knock out their rivals tonight in Kansas City.
They always seem to play well at Cable Dahmer Arena. They should have beaten the Comets here last season. The Comets had to come from behind with some late theatrics to pull an overtime victory. And they have Paulo back in goal, and Paulo absolutely loves playing at this place. He'll come up with high-flying saves, and maybe he'll shoot once or twice during the game, too.
Yeah, we can count on that for sure. Kansas City and St. Louis have played 2 times already this year, and the Comets lead the series 2-0. These two teams will meet once again coming up on New Year's Eve in St. Louis for that traditional New Year's Eve clash. There's the Comets head coach, Stefan Stokic. He led the Comets to the Ron Newman Cup final last year. He is in his 2nd season, and we are now underway. The Ambush are coached by Jeff Locker. Comets wearing their red jerseys, red shorts, red socks. Comets have the ball. Lucia Tetsane on the half line. Kansas City 2-0 here at Cable Dahmer Arena on Silverstein Ice Center's field. Rian Marquez, who leads the league in scoring, or tied for the league lead in scoring. On over to Chad Vandergrift. We'll hear from him coming up at halftime. Now Leo Acosta. Acosta gets by Will Eske. Over to Vandergrift. To Acosta. And now into the target player, Marquez. Rian's been very effective in that role so far this season. Kansas City's 10 points so far this season. They've got a couple of home games coming up after that New Year's Eve game down in St. Louis, where they will take on Milwaukee and Empire.
Ramon Palmer got his first shift, so he just made some Comets history. We'll talk about that at the next break.
Eric Pereira now into the game, along with Guerrero Pino, first shift of the game. Here's Ramon. Ramon Palmer, one of the most consistent players for the Comets over the years. Near side for Guerrero, who started his career right here in Kansas City, played locally at UMKC, University of Missouri, Kansas City. Was a 2-time team MVP at UMKC. He had a really nice career in college.
Rue up, Nick. Isn't that what they say, rue up?
Pereira, near side for Pino. Forward it comes to Danny. Danny Mulhugh. You're going to be hearing a lot of his name. And Eric got a chance to see him in practice this week, and he reports to me that Danny looked pretty good out there.
He's still trying to figure out his positioning out there, but so good that he has his first name on his uniform.
Now Rian. Rian double teamed. He's got Taiyu by him. He goes down, no call. And Frank Taiyu comes out with it, trying to pass it forward. Comets trying to win it back, and Junior Kazim hustles over with Lucas Almeida on his back. Gets it near side for DeBray Holloman. Holloman over to Mikey Lennis, who's back after a couple of games, out because of a concussion. Mikey Lennis, one of the younger players on this Comet team. I think he's not even 20. Well, he is 21 now.
Yeah. Comets have already used 5 defenders, rotating players quite a bit. And we'll see if Marquez and Reggett wound up playing on the same line again as we saw last game here against Dallas. They were on different lines in practice, at least practice I went to this week.
Foul called on St. Louis. Quick restart. Acosta beyond the St. Louis yellow line. Comets will get some more legs out there. Here comes Zach Reggett into the game. Zach has been nursing an ankle injury, and it looks like he's moving pretty good out there on the blue turf right now. Here's Acosta, front and center for Tetsane. Over to Leo. Leo with the ball, moving to his right, goes off the glass into the box. Paulo reads that one perfectly. The veteran goalkeeper, Paulo Nascimento from Natal, Brazil. Paulo plays it forward to Duca. Duca trying to slot it into Varela. Varela, one of the many pickups here. They've also signed Jeremy Rayleigh along with Pollo Cortez. Here's John Eske on the right side. Gets it deep into Comet territory for the first time. Eske goes out wide to Niamsi. Back to Jeremy Rayleigh. Rayleigh's in there for the first time. This is just his second game with the Ambush. Rayleigh last played, if memory serves me right, in Baltimore for the Blast.
He did. I remember watching a game a couple seasons ago where it was Ray Lee playing for the Comets against Rayleigh. And since Rayleigh has retired from the Comets, you don't have to mess with that tonight.
I had problems that night. A near steal by Ramon Palmer. off Will Niamse, and they're able to get it back to the sure-footed Paulo. Now Paulo can't accept a pass so pressure by Ramon, and he wins the ball back.
Andreas is looking for a pass in the middle.
Ramon came out limping from that last exchange there. He goes off, and fresh legs come back on. Junior Kazim is out there. Is there some talk about Junior maybe playing a little midfield as opposed to the target position?
I think there is, and he's been playing a little bit more midfield, and with the season-ending injury to Marcel Berry, expect to see Kazim in a couple different places. Right now, he's playing off-forward, midfielder, depending on how you call it.
Coming up in 4 minutes, we're going to hear an update about Marcel Berry from Lux St. Louis. She's down on the field, and we'll hear from her coming up after our first media timeout. Reggett's got the ball in the right wing corner. Zach with his back to the goal, marked by Rayleigh, right in his hip pocket. Plays it away, back to Pereira. Comets have had the most possession so far early on in this contest. Still no score between these two rivals, Kansas City and St. Louis.
2 games last night, 37 goals scored. So, of course, this is going to start off as a defensive battle.
Right. Comets knock it into the right wing corner. Nobody there for KC. St. Louis out with it, and Lucas Almeida, crafty veteran, sends it into open space. St. Louis will go for changes, and Kansas City will go digging out of the boards and press forward. Pereira trots it up across that iconic Comets logo, leaves it for Acosta, who touches it to Lennis. Coming up on 9 minutes to play in the opening quarter. St. Louis back defensively. Dylan Hundelt is there. Hundelt coming over from UCFC, play where he played last couple seasons. It's a good defender. Into the corner for Lennis. Lennis may have reached out a little bit. They're looking for a handball, no call. Our officials tonight, by the way, the crew chief is Mark Kettler. Correction, it's Austin Sane with Mark Kedlisek. Nathan Calling is our assistant referee. The fourth official is Nick Guerrero. And the penalty box is handled by London Alet. Here's Tayu. The king, Frank Tayu. He's heated up over the last couple of games, Eric. He's had 4 goals and 4 assists in his last 3 games.
If my memory serves me right, last year a little slow start at UCFC, and his goal scoring picked up dramatically once January hit. So don't be surprised if the goals start coming in numbers now that he's getting his acclimated to this new culture here in St. Louis.
If you're new to the indoor game, we'll be talking a lot about Frank Tayu. He is a 4-time most valuable player. He holds most of the offensive records in indoor history in the Major Arena Soccer League, so he has been one of the best, if not the best, over the years. Ramon Palmer back out there after being shaken up a little bit on the field, so he's okay. The ball caroms into Paulo, and Paulo's up and looking to lay one off. Araujo sends it forward, but it's picked up there by Vandegrift.
Oh, giveaway by Ejimadu, but the ball ultimately got through.
Here's Araujo, and that one taken away by Kansas City. Comets want to go fast in transition. Reggett with a good ball to Vandegrift, who plays it forward to Danny. Danny tried to play it back to Reggett, but that went right to a St. Louis player.
Reggett and Danny were working on positioning in practice this week, just really trying to figure out where do you lay off when Reggett has the ball, and some of this just takes timing and repetition to get a sense of how each other plays in this indoor game.
Comets with pressure, and Arreos, who scored 4 in the last game, moves to his right, lays it off to Tetsani, looking for a post for Kazim, and is broken up by the ambush very nicely. Good defensive play by St. Louis. Good crowd here at Cable Dahmer Arena. Only 300 tickets were left for tonight's game, so about 4,700 in the building. We'll get an official count coming up. Here's Marquez trying to turn on Hundelt. Hundelt knocked it away. Kansas City presses up once again. Here's Nacho Flores. Oh, from the captain. That one above the crossbar, and it's headed back to Paulo. who reaches high into the air to snare it.
Hundelt's already covered Marquez on a couple lines. He might have gotten Reagan on one shift, so expect a matchup on defenders with targets there for Coach Jeff Locker.
Paulo, pass just a little bit off the mark. Comets almost took it back, but it ends up with St. Louis. There's Mo Ndiaye. Where's number 44? Wanted a little give and go with Frank Tayu. Tayu played it away from the goal, back to the center circle. Here's Quito. He plays it into the corner, looking for Tayu. That one headed into the air to Philip Ejimadu, who's 3-0 on the season, and he's one of the league leaders for goalkeepers in goals against average. He comes in with a 3.0 goals against. He's been terrific in goal for Kansas City.
Nicolau Neto's still not 100%, so a relatively easy decision for Coach Stefan Stokic in terms of who was going to be starting today.
Here we are, under 5, and we have not had the media timeout yet. This game is going quickly so far. Here's a long drive by Acosta, and that is not unusual. He'll shoot from anywhere. It comes off on the rebound to Almeida. Here comes Lucas, leading the break for St. Louis. Across the Kansas City line, goes down. No call. Kansas City back up with it.
Good job by DeBray Holloman tracking back and ultimately winning the ball from Almeida.
Pino to Holloman. Holloman, his pass was broken up. Now here's pressure from St. Louis. Zach Reggett will get it out to the half line. It's kicked back in and then pinballing around before going out of bounds. And here's our first official media timeout. Let's take a break here. We've got no score between these two I-70 rivals playing for the I-70 Cup presented by WANA. We'll have an update on Marcel Berry when we come back.
Season of savings at Cable Dahmer. Coming now during our Season of New Tradition sales event, get a Forte for only $99 a month. That's only $99. Plus, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And Cable Dahmer Kia has doubled the size of its service bays to serve you better. Stop in today off Colburn Road in Lee Summit or visit us online at CableDahmerKia.com. If you want a Kia, thank Cable Dahmer.
We know a place where you can drop your bags and relax your mind. It's a place where you can unwind and unplug while staying connected, where having a lot on your plate is a good thing. And 5:30 Kickback is all about kicking back. Yeah, we know a place, and we know you'll love it too. Drury Hotels. Travel happy.
Welcome back to the Cable Dahmer Arena. I'm Lux here on Silverstein Ice Center's field. I do have an injury report update for you on Kansas City Comets midfielder Marcel Berry. He did suffer an injury to his left Achilles torn. He's going to be out for the rest of the season. He did have surgery on Christmas Eve and is recovering, I do believe, with the help of the Kansas City training team. He's going to get back here in no time, but it is going to be out for the season, unfortunately. Before we get back into the action, sending it up to Nick and Eric.
All right, thanks a lot for that update, Lux. Marcel Berry, man, he was one of the players that looked really good for Stefan Stokic's team. He's going to be missed this year, but he'll be back.
He'll be back. He worked so hard. I think Coach Stokic recognized the potential and kind of encouraged him, work harder in the offseason to get yourself Comet ready, and he absolutely did. Scored a number of goals early on, and just unfortunate going down the way he did last home game against Dallas, who, by the way, Dallas down 2-0 on the road at Milwaukee early on there.
And we'd like to give a shout out to Marcel Berry. He might be watching the game at home. So Marcel, thinking about you and wishing you all the best. No score between Kansas City and St. Louis. We've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this opening frame. The Comets have had most of the possession here in this opening quarter. maybe one or two decent chances to shots on goals, but both teams have been solid defensively here early on.
Can't look at the previous game and assume that the next game is going to play out exactly the same way. So many changes these coaches make, not only in terms of players but tactics as well. So not surprised to see this starting very defensively. Score a goal or two, and this game will open up.
All right, Junior Kazim with the ball. Now front and center for Pino. Over to the team captain, Nacho. He goes off the boards looking for Kazim. Kazim goes off the boards. Nacho trying to play it, and then he collides with Paulo. Good sportsmanship between those two. They've been battling each other for many, many years in the MASL.
Junior Kazim going for the Wallace score opportunity. Speaking of opportunities there.
At the other end, no call.
Good throw there by Paulo to spring Duduka up.
And one player you may be wondering where he is, and that is Uzi Tayu, Frank's brother. Uzi once again is not here tonight. We wish Uzi all the best. He always plays so well inside this building, just like Paulo.
Dare I mention a playoff victory that he helped orchestrate against Kansas City?
That one hurt, if you're a Comet fan. Will Eske, he can fly. Moving down to the right side, Eske goes off the boards, trying to get it to himself. Rebound, score! A self-Wallace scorer! And the Ambush are on the board first. It's 1-0.
There was a reason we picked Will Eske as our spotlight player for the Ambush, and we said he's fast and he makes plays for this team. Watch him go. He takes on Nacho, goes Walla, Scora, all by himself.
What a play. That is so impressive.
That is a great indoor soccer goal, and that's why Ambush fans love this guy. Ever since they got him from Harrisburg, he's been critical on the field leader.
Well, that's goal number 5 for Will Eske in his 5th game. Ambush out to a 1-0 lead over Kansas City. Again, the Ambush are looking for their first road win since January of 23. Here's Marquez, ding-dong off the post. Great service from Holloman, but Rion could not put it on frame. Under a minute to play here in the opening quarter. 46 seconds left and the Comets move forward. Down to Junior Kazim. Kazim bangs it off the glass. Cleared away by Rayleigh of the Ambush. Driven back in. Headed back to Kazim. And then Axel Chicante, who's into the game for the first time, signed yesterday by the Ambush and in the lineup tonight.
Giveaway, not so much.
Comets drive it back in. Here's Reagan with a shot. That one just wide to the left. 16 seconds left on the first quarter clock. And it's touched into Paulo. 8 seconds left. Almeida over to Rayleigh. Jeremy. He'll kick it long into the corner for Tayu. Horn sounds, and that's the end of the first 15 minutes. An exciting first quarter here between these two I-70 rivals who were playing for a cup. Let's take a break. St. Louis 1, Kansas City 0. We'll be right back.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
From new guys to the veterans, even this guy. At Community America, every member feels like a star.
With the one in there and almost deflected. Got it a goal! It is Nacho! Comets win game one! Out to Reagan. He does the game winner! For the Duke and for the Sword! For Souza, shoots, and he scores!
Welcome back to the Comets and the Ambush here on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Sponsored by Green Drop, which offers a better alternative than the outdated compression sleeves and socks, truly providing long-lasting relief at an affordable price. Green Drop's recovery products are uniquely suited to help our athletes battle aching joints and muscles. Learn more or try it yourself by visiting greendropcompression.com.
Eric Bergrud, Nick Vassos, Lux St. Lou, live at Cable Dahmer Arena. Great to have you here as we kick off another weekend of MASL soccer. Want to remind you that this is a double-header Friday night.
Saturday night.
Make that Saturday night, Nick. I've been on vacation, so the days are kind of get mixed in here, but it's a doubleheader Saturday night. Coming up a little bit later on, 10:05 Eastern Time, the San Diego Sockers are going to be hosting the Empire Strikers, who have been on a late surge here. We should have a good game over there at Front Wave.
Craig Elston, Tony Sanchez with the call right here on CBS Sports Golazo Network.
All right, St. Louis will have the ball to begin the second quarter, and it is the king. Frank Tayu plays it back to one of his mates, and we are rolling in the second quarter. 1-0 St. Louis on a goal by Will Esque. Now an interception here by Andreos of the Comets. Here's Leo Acosta going forward. Acosta puts on the brakes and will play it back to Pino. Should mention a couple of other players the Comets are missing tonight, and one is their midfielder Henry Ramirez, who's still battling a knee injury, and also Lucas Souza, their talented midfielder as well. Two midfielders missing tonight because of knee problems. Lucas hopes to be back next week. We'll see what head coach Stefan Stokic wants to do, but those two players are key parts for the Comets. Off the boards, Vandergrift flashes in. Now another drive. What a save by Paulo.
He loves to play here, doesn't he, Nick?
Wow. Off the end boards. Touched by St. Louis. Who's going to come up with it? Kicked away all the way back towards Ejimadu. And a good header by Pino. That one fielded perfectly by Ejimadu. He rolls it out to Vandergrift. Vandergrift across the line looking for someone to pass it to. Comets will set up their offense. Pino front and center. Vandergrift trots to go off along with Rion Marquez. Coming on, Eric Pereira and Zach Reggett. Here's Danny making a run down the right side, and he's sending an absolute crusher off the frame, and that one stays with the Comets.
He's getting closer, isn't he?
Sure is. Danny, once again, he's one of the newest Comet players from Santiago, Chile. Into the corner looking for Zach. Reggett trying to heel it back, but good play there by Dylan Hundelt. Wins the ball from Reggett, and here come the ambush. St. Louis leading 1-0. Ambush looking for their first road win since January of 2023. They were 0 for 12 a season ago. Now a giveaway. Here come the Comets. It's Danny down the right side. He tees one up, going for glory. That one just wide to the left.
Couldn't tell if that was a shot or pass. Andreos was on the back post, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he was passing it to Andreos with his off foot. He can shoot both feet, but his left is lethal.
12.5 to play in the first half. 1-0 St. Louis. These two teams will meet on Tuesday for New Year's Eve in the Ambush's annual New Year's Eve day game. It's a 2:05 game down at Family Arena. I'm sure some KC Comet fans are going to be making the trek down I-70 to check out that game. Here's Keto. He's trying to turn on Kazim. And Kazim makes contact with his left shoulder. Keto goes down and a foul called on Kansas City.
Pretty easy call here. And what do you think about game statistics, Nick? Do you like them?
Sure, I like them. Why not?
So end of 1, 2 shots on goal for Ambush and 1 goal. And ultimately, the scoreboard is the only thing that matters right now is that.
Tayu fanned on it. There's Daduka. His left footer goes off the glass. That is a bit odd. Here comes Kazim out with the ball. Oh, he was leading Tetsane.
And he didn't see Ramon making the run behind him on the right side, who had a bunch of real estate too. But Comets trying to get into that transition game, something that's been successful for them, not only last season, but definitely the start to this season.
St. Louis knows that, and they have been getting back defensively. And the Comets have not had too many chances on transition. A couple. They have the ball now. Ramon Palmer. He'll play it over to Tetsane.
Once again, Hundelt on Rion Marquez. Definite decision there in terms of who's going to take on the big man.
Hundelt. I mean, clearly he's their best defender, don't you think, Eric?
Oh, I thought that was one of their best decisions in terms of player pickups this year. And we mentioned on our last Golazo broadcast between these teams, his father, Kevin, played with the Comets, played with the Ambush. So there's a lot of history here in the Hundelt family.
Good player.
Yeah, for sure.
Comets on the restart, far touch line. Over to Tetsane. Now Marquez. Marquez, a soul roll. He goes down, double teamed. And Vandegrift takes out Niamsi. Comets still battling for the ball on the near side. It comes out to KC, and it's Tetsane in the center circle. Right side, Vandegrift. Comets on offense, trailing 1-0. Here's Acosta. Leo started out the first 2 games hot. Has tapered off just a little bit. Now Nacho down to Leo. Leo giving ground away from the goal. Still has the ball at his feet. Dribbles all the way over to the far side. Leo will go off and Reggett will come on along with Danny.
There's a reason why you watch game tape, Nick, to look for tendencies.
Nacho gets by one defender and then drives one in there, and Paulo sent it above the crossbar.
St. Louis has obviously been watching tape.
If you want to use a basketball analogy, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but they've turned the Comets into a half-court team right now.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. They're putting everybody behind the ball.
Here's Pereira.
And they don't want that entry pass, particularly when Marquez comes in. So look at how they're shading both Zach Reggett and Rion Marquez. Nothing there for him to pass. Definitely nowhere to shoot from that angle either.
Here's Mikey Lennis. Lennis near side for Tetsane. 9:14 left to play in this first half. It's 1-0 St. Louis. Here's Reggett. He'll go far side for Danny. And Danny goes down. And that's picked up by Axel Chicante.
Who's like, somebody come here. I want to pass it to somebody.
Chicante over to Rayleigh, then back to Paulo. Araujo near side for Rayleigh. Jeremy up to Rafael, then Esque, John Esque, Will's brother. He loses it to Mikey Lennis of the Comets. And then Lennis lost it to Araujo. To Tayu. Tayu trying to get back to John Esque. Boy, you can see his brother John is just as fast as William is, and a foul is called on the Ambush.
A lot of speed in that family, a lot of speed on this team too. Now they lost Marcel Berry in the offseason, but this is a team that, and we've seen this with a lot of teams in this league that have gotten younger and have gotten faster. Pretty competitive start to this 24-25 MASL season.
Here's Palmer. Palmer toe pokes it to Pino. Marquez looking for the ball at the top of the arc. St. Louis kind of sagging back here, preventing those passing lanes to get it to Rion. Here's DeBray. Holloman looking for Rion, but instead goes to Pino. It's just not there for Marquez. Now off the boards and then kicked out of bounds, and that'll be a restart at the top of the arc.
Comets, we're working.
And it looks like we're going to take a timeout, so let's take a break. All right, competitive game here between Kansas City and St. Louis. I would expect nothing else between these two I-70 rivals. St. Louis 1, Kansas City nothing. We'll be right back.
Hail, alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy name forever a guiding light shall be.
Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park Hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
The Adirondack Apartments, the brand new apartment and townhome community, is now open in Independence and is the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Discover modern luxury living, from stainless steel appliances to resort-style swimming pool. The Adirondack Apartments has everything you need to live the life you deserve. Stop by or visit us on the web to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home. The Adirondack Apartments.
Monster of a matchup here in the Midwest between the Kansas City Comets and the St. Louis Ambush. Now the Comets have been absolutely dominating on possession, but the sole goal remains with the St. Louis Ambush. William Eske bringing that one home. We will see more action going up top to Nick and Eric.
All right, thanks a lot. Lux St. Louis for us. They're down on Silverstein Ice Center's field.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bosch-Javansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. Joey Tavernisi was special guest this past week.
All right. I've always liked the way Joey Tavernisi has played over the years.
Student of the game, too. I congratulated him on his appearance, and he knows the game. He follows it really well.
Yeah, MASL Monday owes you another appearance, I think, Eric.
They know where to find me if they want me back.
1-0 St. Louis on a goal by Will Eske, his 5th on the season. Kansas City has been held scoreless here at home on the blue turf by the St. Louis Ambush, looking for their first road win in a while. And they have come to play defensively. Here is Acosta moving to his right. He'll let it roll to Vandegrift. Vandegrift, an east-west pass over to Pino. Now front and center for Nacho. Nacho searching for his first goal of the season. He's been blocking shots and providing assists to his teammates while leading his team. He wears the captain's band. Here's Pino. Down to Leo. There's Acosta, double teamed. Looks like Will Eske dove in for a moment there. Now they get it into Reggett in the target. Back to Nacho, who chipped one towards the goal. That one wide to the left. That one lifted back out towards the half line. Acosta, it comes to his feet. Can the Comets make something happen here? Acosta moving left, shoots.
Good block.
Good block by Dylan Hundelt. Now it comes to Lennis. Lennis trying to get one, and another good defensive play. That one by Eske as well. Eske and Hundelt there, defensive stars on those last two plays.
And it doesn't matter how many goals you score, as long as you give up fewer goals than the other team, you're going to win, and that's the approach St. Louis has taken tonight.
Rion Marquez coming on, directing some traffic. Talking to Danny Mulhugh, Daniel Mulhugh. We'll just call him Danny.
There you go.
Here's Mikey Lennis. Lennis over to Alicia Tetsane.
He may be the person who's going to have to step up, because St. Louis is playing so deep. It may take somebody shooting from the yellow line to get that ball through.
Here's Lennis, who will circle back. Trying to lift it in for Tetsane. Broken up by the ambush. Paulo throws it out. A good throw to James Thomas, JT. And a foul called on Thomas. It'll go back to the Comets.
He likes playing against the Comets, too. He's had some game winners in St. Louis. Chatted with him before the game. Said he and the family had a great Christmas. It's always fun with little ones. I said, yeah, when they get older.
Sent one into the corner. And the ambush able to tap that one free. Niamsi, the helper there. Here is Reggett into Ramon Palmer. And then good defensive play there by St. Louis, once again pouncing on that rebound and kicking it away from their goal. Comets trying to find a hole in that wall to try to send a shot there towards Paulo. Ambush have been tremendous defensively, and it looks like now we've got a part of a dasher that's down.
We're going to fix that. MSLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. It's also very helpful when you're announcing and you're trying to figure out what's happening in the other action.
That's right. We've got three other games tonight.
I'll get you score updates here in a moment.
All right. Dallas at Milwaukee, Texas at Chihuahua, and Empire at San Diego. That Empire-San Diego game later on tonight after this one on CBS Sports Golazo. Here's Reggett. Away from the goal, back to Tetsane.
The Wave are leading 3-1 against Dallas. First of two games this week between those two teams.
We might want to start checking the record books here. Last time the Comets have been held scoreless in a first half. St. Louis leading 1-0. Comets are going to go for some changes. Nacho's going to hold it. Marquez comes back on the field for Kansas City. Here comes Leo Acosta. Gets it into Rion, who goes down. Back to Acosta. Could not put that one on target. Comets trying to fight for the rebound. It's Chacunte, and that one stays in bounds. And Nacho able to get it to Marquez. Instead, he'll play it back to Ejimadu. .226 to play. Here's Rion. Marquez got some space going forward. Tripped up, no call. Quito out to Araujo. Araujo runs on the ball. Marked by Pino stride for stride. Pino takes the ball away from Araujo. It goes by one player. Can't get by another. And St. Louis wins the ball back with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Quito. Moving to his right. Andreas is there. He goes off the boards looking to play it to himself. Vandergrift clears it. Held in by Niamsi. Niamsi goes back to Dylan Hundelt and near side Almeida. Lucas Almeida forward to Tayu. The King right back to Lucas. Now Taiyu all the way back to Hundelt. 90 seconds to play. 90 seconds to play in the first half. St. Louis with a terrific defensive strategy here in the first 29 minutes of this one.
You know who the Comets could use right now in a game like this?
Who's that?
Marcel Berry.
Yeah, exactly.
The way that St. Louis is playing, you may have to pick your opportunities on the counterattack and having somebody who can get up the field quickly. If you're not going to score from the back, and I would look to see Tetsani getting the ball more in the second half, it's going to be players like Christian Andreas, Junior Kazim, trying to make the break and catching St. Louis in odd man situations.
1 minute to go, 1 minute to go. Tetsani high into the air off the glass, looking for Reggett. That one pushed out wide by the ambush. It comes to the feet of Reggett. Reggett front and center for Tetsani. Lucia trying to tee up that left footer. Not in a real good position to do so. Now over to the left side for Reggett. Reggett blasts one in there. It deflects off an ambush player, and then out to Tetsani. Lifted into the corner with 33 seconds left. Almost cleared away by St. Louis, and now here's a pass out to Taiyu. Taiyu on the break. Taiyu chips the keeper! And Taiyu, the king, is back! 2-0, St. Louis.
Speaking of scoring on the break, what did St. Louis just do? Good chip to get the ball out. Look at that from Almeida. And good first touch by Frank to put the ball down. Goalkeeper's off the line. Let's make this easy for myself. On his left foot, right over the goalkeeper. Just the way you practice that. Lucas Almeida doesn't get enough credit for what he brings to that team. That was a clinical pass.
Wow, that was pretty.
They have put the crown on the king.
2-0, St. Louis. Quickly into Rion, back to Debray. Sprays one wide. Comets with 8 seconds left. Pinballing around on the far side. Now, could there be another chance? 1 second left. Horn sounds. And Mo Ndiaye will not get a chance to add to St. Louis's lead. 2-0. St. Louis on a goal by Frank Taiyu. And the assist going to Lucas Almeida. There is the king, and he is happy.
What a game so far for St. Louis. I can't wait to hear what Lux asks Coach Stokic. There's got to be a question about what adjustments you're making at halftime.
Let's go down to the coach with Lux right now.
I'm on the field with Coach Stefan Stokic. Coach, your team has had possession majority of the game, but the scoreboard isn't showing that. What do you need from the guys?
I mean, we had the opportunities, we had the shots. We didn't put them away, so I think a little bit more patience. But once we get behind the yellow, we have to execute a little quicker.
They are parking very far back. Are you confident you can get it into the targets?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have the quality and we have the players. We just have to make sure we put the ball in the net.
Good luck, Coach. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Lux St. Louis with head coach Stefan Stokic on Silverstein Eye Center's field. All right, let's take a break, and we will begin halftime with a conversation with Comet defender Chad Vandegrift. We'll take you around the league and recap the first half when we come back.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
It's a season of savings at Cable Dahmer. Coming now during our Season of New Tradition sales event, get a Forte for only $99 a month. That's only $99. Plus, every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And Cable Dahmer Kia has doubled the size of its service bays to serve you better. Stop in today off Colburn Road in Lee Summit or visit us online at cabledahmerkia.com. If you want a Kia, thank Cable Dahmer.
We know a place where you can drop your bags and relax your mind. It's a place where you can unwind and unplug while staying connected, where having a lot on your plate is a good thing. And 5:30 Kickback is all about kicking back. Yeah, we know a place. And we know you'll love it too. Drury Hotels. Travel happy.
It's halftime at Cable Dahmer Arena. You're watching the Kansas City Comets and the St. Louis Ambush on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. I'm joined here by Comets defender Chad Vandergriff. Welcome to our show, Chad.
Thanks for having me.
So, Chad, the Comets made a deep run in the 2024 Ron Newman Cup, falling short against the Chihuahua Savage. What did your teammates and you learn from that experience?
Yeah, last year we went very far, so we fell short of our ultimate goal. But we learned a lot through ups and downs in the season, and we took a lot with us this year. And we're focused on just kind of making small goals this year and trying to reach those. And we think if we're able to do that, then we'll put ourselves in a great position.
So once again tonight, you find yourself amidst the I70 rivalry, and a cup is on the line for the team that wins this season's series. Did you need any more motivation to play head-to-head against your former team?
No, I don't think there's any extra motivation, but anytime there's a trophy or something, you want to win that. So I know there's a long history between St. Louis and KC players bouncing back and forth between teams, including myself. And it's, 3-hour drive down Interstate 70, so that's easy for the fans to commute. And then also we tend to play each other a lot this year, 5 times. So the rivalry's there. Now you add a trophy, and hey, keep making it a bigger one. I like it.
Very good. So the Comets will visit San Diego's new Front Wave Arena next month and hope to return there in April for the playoff quarterfinals and semifinal rounds. What were your impressions of that arena, having played there in a U.S. versus Mexico game a few months ago?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Brand new, perfect size for our sport. So yeah, I mean, it was rocking when I played there, and I've been watching a few of the games, and it's beautiful. So looking forward to being back there.
Very good. Final question. At this stage in your career, Chad, what would winning the MASL's Ron Newman Cup mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, every year when I hit preseason, that's my goal. All the individual awards and stuff are great, but I want to win. I want to win with my team. I know it takes so much blood, sweat, and tears, so getting later in my career, it would mean a lot.
Thank you, Chad. We'll be back for second half action right here on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. You're watching Kansas City Comets and the St. Louis Ambush.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
Check out my 2 steps.
Community America Credit Union, where every member feels like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
It is Nacho! Comets win game one! Out to Reagan. He does the game winner! For the Duke! And for the Sword! Through the shoes, and he scores! Shoot! He
Welcome back, everyone. This is MASL in 5. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. It is great to see you again. Thanks so much for watching. Sit back, relax. 5 minutes is all I need to get you caught up on all that's gone down in the league over the past week.
Strikers on the counter. Justin Stinson, a near Wallace score, and the Strikers immediately find the back of the net. Munir Alami.
The Empire Strikers had a rather underwhelming start to the season, but the Empire struck back last week big time. First, in their Thursday tilt with Tacoma, the boys in purple came back to down the Stars 10-5. Then they traveled to Mesquite to face Texas, and they spoiled the Outlaws season opener by that same 10-5 score. Now, the Tacoma Stars are in a bit of a slide right now. After starting the season with an impressive win over San Diego, they've dropped 3 straight. Last weekend, there was that loss to the Strikers, and then they dropped a tough 5-4 decision to the Sockers on Friday night. It was a mixed bag for Milwaukee last weekend. They took on old school rival Baltimore on the 20th and edged them out in a 5-4 thrilling encounter in Brew City. But then it was off to Dallas for their home opener, and the Sidekicks prevailed in this one 7-3. You've got to think this bodes well for Dallas, who, despite only having 1 win, have been competitive in nearly all of their games so far. Harrisburg hosted its first 2 home games of the season, and while they didn't get wins, they've been encouraging as well. Last season, there were a lot of blowout losses, but they've kept their games close so far. They fell to Utica 7-6 on Saturday, and then on Sunday, 6-3 to the Baltimore Blast. Jamie Thomas notched 2 tallies for the Blast in that victory. So who are some hot players coming out of last weekend? How about Joey Tavernese, the ageless wonder from Harrisburg? Now in his 13th season, if you can believe it, Joey had 4 points in the game against Utica and was named the second star. But the man who was named the game's first star was Kelvin Oliveira, who's just having a remarkable rookie MASL season. The Brazilian superstar put up a hat trick. He now has 10 points this year and is tied for first in league scoring. A quick note about Marco Fabian. He had 2 goals against Tacoma and was the game's first star. On Saturday against Texas, though, he was held goalless for just the 2nd time in 25 career MASL games. That's how good the Mexican magician has been. Okay, on New Year's Eve, before you head out to party, there's 3 MASL games as an appetizer. Blast against UCFC at 3:05 Eastern. The Sidekicks in Milwaukee to face the Wave at 3:05 Central Time. And it's the Battle of Missouri. St. Louis, by the way, picked up its first win of the season against Dallas last weekend. They host KC at 2:05 Central Time. Players of the week now, and they are Andrew Coughlin, the goalkeeper from Utica City, Emmanuel Aguirre from Empire, and his teammate Justin Stinson. Let's start things off with Aguirre, your defensive player of the week. 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and he had a game-winning goal for the Empire Strikers. His teammate Justin Stinson, just a rock star. 4 goals, 2 assists in 2 wins for the boys in purple. And in goal, Andrew Coughlin was instrumental in that Utica City win over Harrisburg. 11 saves in the contest, and he even chipped in with 1 assist. Okay, time for the plays of the week.
The MLS Super Draft Pick gets dispossessed by Mansoret. Strikers looking to counter. Stinson with a shot. Justin Stinson with the golazo of the game. Oh, Dios mío, que golazo, Stinson.
the third. 4 scorers on the field.
Hands up, playing our song. Ty, gives you a friend, and James Thomas into the top shelf.
Here's the Yanovich.
Herrero! It's so pretty. It's gorgeous, in fact.
From getting in, Niamsi looking to flush it out. Turnage and volley it.
Do indeed, my friend, but
shot by Cox, and what a opportunity! Beat Reyes into Fabian Marco, winding up Marco, upper right corner, where my Uncle Franz keeps the good stops. Strikers score, que golazo, Doctor!
And that is a wrap for this week's show, but just a reminder that all throughout the season, you can stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL by checking out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
Hail, alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy name forever a guiding light shall be. Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park Hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on X. Subscribe today to MASL TV on YouTube. You'll find game rebroadcasts, MASL shows, highlights, and more. Nick, we're back.
Eric Bergrud, Nick Vassos, Lux St. Louis, live at Cable Dahmer Arena, getting you ready for second half action where the St. Louis Ambush lead the Kansas City Comets 2-0. Have we mentioned that St. Louis hasn't won a road game in a long time? True. The last road game St. Louis won was back on January 15th of 2023. Speaking of 2023, the last time the Comets were shut out in the first half was...
We were here, Florida Tropics, March 18th, 2023. Florida Tropics won that game 6-5, and I think it was it Bruno Alves who headed one off the line that would have tied the game? And
yes.
That's it. He's come back like flashes. It's like when I'm having a hard time staying asleep, these moments pop in my head. But
I love it. Hey, big shout out and a thanks for our pregame meal today, Tacos for Life, with 2 locations here in the Kansas City area, Overland Park and Blue Springs, Missouri. Hey, they also have locations for you St. Louis fans as well. They've got a location in Columbia, in O'Fallon, in Baldwin, and also coming soon to Midtown St. Louis, Tacos for Life. That was pretty tasty earlier on today. 2-0, St. Louis on top of Kansas City, and the ambush in the first half all but eliminated Kansas City's transition game. They have packed it in.
So according to the scoreboard, which is sort of the unofficial count, shots on goal, Kansas City 10, St. Louis 3. One shot on goal that last quarter, and it was the chip that went in the goal. So it doesn't matter how many times you shoot the ball. Just if you're leading. And the game plan that they put in place today, really, really smart. I still look for the Comets. They're going to have to figure out transition. They're going to have to kind of go St. Louis a little bit out of their shell if you can. Tetsane, there's got to be some shots from that yellow line, because otherwise just dumping the ball into Marquez or Reggett isn't going to get the job done tonight.
Rion Marquez on the center circle. Rion, obviously no points so far tonight, came in to tonight with 10 points, among the league leaders in points scoring. Section 106 just won some free chicken. They're all fired up. And so's the rest of this crowd. There's 4,700 that have packed into Cable Dahmer Arena. There are only 300 tickets left when we kicked off here earlier tonight. Great to have you here on CBS Sports Golazo. St. Louis with a 2-0 lead. Eric?
So that game we talked about, Florida against Kansas City, our resident archivist Brian Holland reminded me, not only did Chad Vandergrift play for Florida that night, but Julio Varela of the Ambush scored 2 goals that night for the Tropics.
He's been quiet tonight, but he's been instant offense for St. Louis since they signed him just before the regular season began. Comets win the ball from St. Louis. Here they come. Crowd still on their feet in section 106. Here's Acosta. Couple of fancy moves off the wall, back to Acosta. He's got several green jerseys around him. Now Pino dives in to try to save it for the Comets. And then Acosta back there, Daduka, trying to chop it away from Acosta, who goes off. And then coming on is Danny, picked up there by Varela. And then a foul is called against Kansas City. Pino took down Daduka.
Daduka's a pretty big guy. Pino, and we saw this when he played with San Diego too. He is a tough-as-nails defender. You will field him at the end of the game.
Yes. Kansas City, and they almost win it back. Taiyu able to take it. Touched back to Will Esque. Here comes some pressure from Kansas City. Down to Paulo. Paulo on up to Taiyu. Taiyu over to Niamsi. And back to Taiyu. Frank Taiyu, the 4-time MVP, played his college career at West Virginia University. Niamsi up the far touchline. That one taken away by Pereira easily. And he runs across the line before putting on the brakes. Into the center circle to Danny. Now to Nacho. Forward to Pereira in the left wing corner. Pereira goes away from the goal to Rion. He's got some space, turns and faces. Now he faces a double team. Pereira, still going forward, and a foul. Foul called against Rion. That'll give the Comets a good restart here inside the top of the arc.
He wanted that first pass from Pereira faster, but ultimately won the free kick. Big battle against Frank Taiyu.
What good footwork in traffic there by Rion. For a big guy, that is impressive.
Comets like lining up their left-footed players on the right side, right-footed players on the left side. You see Tetsane and Zach Reggett on the far side there.
Let's see what the Comets do here. Here's Nacho to Reggett. Reggett shoots, blocked by NDI. Foul called on the ambush. Will Esque pushes Tetsane into the boards. No blue card. Both teams play on. One from downtown, Nacho. That one bangs off a couple of boards. It goes out of bounds.
A fan had their foot out and kicked it back in. This will be a kick in here for Mo NDI. Made his return to St. Louis. Spent some quality time on both coasts in between. Empire Strikers and UCFC, and back in the middle.
NDI lifts one to Taiyu. That one hop off the Silverstein Ice Center's blue turf and goes out of bounds.
See if St. Louis tries to hold possession here in the third quarter and make the Comets chase the game. They're up by 2 goals. They really don't need to score at this point. They could make the Comets run and chase the ball, kind of like you do in practice, and grind out a win.
On the far side, Kazim off the boards, looking for Marquez out front. Kazim runs back in. He takes down a couple of ambush players, and there's a whistle, a stoppage of play, but no foul, I believe. Kazim is an aggressive player and comes up wincing just a little bit.
Just a battle for the ball here. A bunch of bodies crash together, 3 in a row. No foul.
But they're staying. Yep, there's that collision there with Kazim. Back to live action. Paulo rolls it up the far touchline. Intercepted by Pino. Here comes Pino and the Comets down to Andorreos. Andorreos away from the goal, back to Holloman. Now a drive from distance, Lennis. And then a rebound shot. Here's Pino again, making a bid. And then St. Louis with all kinds of bodies in front of Paulo.
St. Louis bench wanted a foul there.
Duduka saying throw the flag. Ask for a challenge. Duduka.
Bench warning here coming against St. Louis.
Now
another battle between Duduka and Pino there.
Duduka is up before the 15-second count.
Referees are letting them play tonight.
Yeah. Remember, if a player goes down onto the field and they do not get up by 15 seconds, they must go to the bench and remain out of the game for 2 minutes.
It's like a grown-up timeout. It's working. We see this
yes.
applied in Major League Soccer, MASL, something to pick up the pace of the game.
So the Comets will have the ball. 11:38 to play in the third. Comets scoreless, trail by 2. Right side Vandegrift. Here's Tatsane for the Comets. Now Palmer still giving ground. Try to get past ambush player. I believe that was Niopse or Varela. Excuse me, Varela, that's who it is. Meanwhile,
foul's going to be called on Reggett.
Reggett's called for the foul.
Right in front of his mother, sitting in the front row. She can't believe it.
Forward down to Tayu. Tayu leaves it for Ndiaye. Ndiaye opens up, he shoots, and a save made by Ejimadu.
Big thing there is he didn't give up a big rebound. Kept the ball in front of him. Good form there by the Comets goalkeeper.
Daniel Malu goes by Danny, plays it out wide to Pino, down to the corner to Palmer. Palmer double teamed in the corner and then kicked out in front. Kansas, the volley by Vandegrift goes sky high over the goal. Goalkeeper distribution coming up for St. Louis.
He was excited to score a goal last home game against Dallas. That one, not so much.
Vandegrift Defender of the Year a couple of years ago. Here's Paulo. Paulo just boots it long, and that one, it got by Pereira and gets to Tayu. Tayu turns on Pereira, shoots one across the goal mouth, and Kansas City goes for the rebound. Here's Kazim, Junior Kazim sacrificing his body. He took one from point-blank range, and they can't get a second shot off. Kazim goes off. Here's John Eske. His left footer goes wide off the window. His brother William picks up the rebound and then kicks it out of bounds.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. A lot of highlights from Milwaukee. They're scoring goals at home against Dallas.
It looks like IB26 is inching closer to 400 in his career. I think I saw it was either 398.
398.
Here's Nacho Flores for Kansas City. Moving into Reggett. Reggett out to Holloman. Coach Stefan Stokic told our Lux St. Louis that they need to be a little bit more patient than they were. There's a foul against Acosta. And the fans here at Cable Dahmer Arena did not like it one bit.
You can't see this on camera, but Nick can see this in my game notes, my third game note under league. Not every foul is a blue card. We'll take a look at this one. That's a foul.
Nacho over the top to Reggett. Hits it on the volley. Another tremendous save by Paulo. Paulo full extension. Keeps that one away.
Taduka is wide open. He wanted the ball sooner.
What a play. St. Louis up the field quickly to William Esque. Goes down. And a foul is called against St. Louis.
Junior Kazim throwing his body on both sides of the field. There is going to be a yellow card.
St. Louis number 88, Carvalho is first and a half.
Taduka is going to be sent off for 5 minutes.
Let's see who this is. This could be. They had already a bench warming. We'll see Let's see if this is the second one. Or maybe it is Taduka.
Here comes Taduka, and it is.
Yellow card has been issued, 5 minutes for dissent.
He said something.
And Austin Sane is the crew chief. He's the one that delivered the yellow card to Taduka. So off Taduka goes for the next 5 minutes. We won't see him back until the latter stages of the third quarter. Both teams remain at even strength. It's not a power play. In fact, we've had no blue cards so far tonight. Here's Danny. Back to Vandegrift. Now Tetsane. This is where the Comets have been operating for the majority of the night. That pass a little bit off, and Varela picks it up. Here's Varela across the line. Varela with open space in front of him. Puts on the brakes and will play it away from the goal to Niamsi.
And this is what St. Louis needs to do. Just draw the ball back, make the Comets inch up the field, make them run a little bit. And Eske makes that first step, and he's off to the races.
Eske down to Taiyu. And then back to Almeida. Near side, Niamsi. Niamsi to Paulo. Paulo plays it on up the side, and then it's taken away by Kansas City. Andreos over to Lennis. Lennis goes off the glass. It rolls through. Here's a shot and a goal! Andreos! Christian Andreos, who had 4 goals last week, gets another tally, and the Comets are finally on the board. It's 2-1.
So what worked for the Comets this time? They started by pressing the goalkeeper and the transition game, and they got themselves a transition goal. See if we can watch it here on the replay. Here's Andreos to Lennis in the corner, and Lennis is going to go off the boards. Indoor goal. Watch again. Off the boards, off Paulo's back. 2-1.
Lennis gets the assist. Kansas City on the board. St. Louis still leads 2-1 here in Kansas City. Game on, everybody. Come back with us.
The Adirondack Apartments, the brand new apartment and townhome community, is now open in Independence and is the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Discover modern luxury living, from stainless steel appliances to resort-style swimming pool. The Adirondack Apartments has everything you need to live the life you deserve. Stop by or visit us on the web to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home. The Adirondack Apartments.
Welcome back to the Cable Dahmer Arena. 7:44 left in the third. Ambush leading 2-1. Christian Andreos with that latest goal, sending it back up to Nick and Eric in the box.
All right, thanks a lot. Lux St. Lou on the sidelines watching for us there. So great to have Lux as one of the newest members of our broadcast team. Really excited to have her in sight. Comets just scoring. Mikey Lennis with the assist. Christian Andreos the goal, his 5th of the season. And it's 2-1 St. Louis.
Mentioned Ramon Palmer earlier making history. He moved past Kim Rundvedt today into 15th all-time in appearances in Kansas City indoor soccer history. That's a pretty big milestone to get past the Rocket. And in a few weeks, he should move past Tim Clark into 14th place, all-time Kansas City indoor soccer history, which dates back to 1981.
Been around for a while. You may not realize it, but professional indoor soccer has been around for a minute or two. Coming up on 7 minutes to play in the third. Comets with the ball on the blue turf. Guerrero Pino played locally, Kansas City University, maybe commonly known as UMKC. Pino, now Leo Acosta. Acosta moving to his right. He'll flick it back for Reggett. Reggett gets through one player. Reggett still going forward and then cleared away by Araujo all the way back towards Kansas City side of the field.
Thought you were saying Ramon Palmer's been around for a long time.
Yes.
Did you know he scored his first goal 12 years ago tonight?
Oh, my goodness.
Against the Chicago Soul, if you can believe that. So he's been at it for a little bit, too.
Ramon Palmer, I believe he is the only. There's Reggett! Oh, just off the crossbar. He rattled the cage.
They're getting their chances for sure.
So close. Wonder if, here's Zach again. Zach flicks it over. Shot Debray. Oh, what a pass by Reggett to Debray.
That was almost a goal of the year opportunity.
Now one from downtown by Tetsane.
And that's what they need. The transition game and Tetsane cranking it out from deep. And this is more of what the Comets need to bring. That intensity, that energy.
Austin Sane is saying, let's take the
Debray's going to want this one back because he
Oh.
had the corner wide open. The ball came so fast there from Reggett.
Rian, he knocks that one out of bounds. Did it go off Dylan?
Yeah, corner kick here for Nacho. They will set up.
Oh, now they're changing it. They say, okay.
Yeah, it's a corner kick. Paulo wants the ball. Paulo's not going to get the ball. And so they set up a little differently here. They put Reggett short side left-footed and Tetsane on the yellow line left-footed. Right footers on the other side.
Nacho to Reggett. One touch. Good play there by Varela to mess up the timing on that play for the Comets. Tetsane, right side for Kazim, right back in front to Tetsane. Now Nacho. 5:12 to play in the third. Here's Rian. Front and center Nacho. Rolls it in. Comes right back to Nacho. Nacho now with a left footer. That one blocked by Dylan. And then here's Rian Marquez out front. Marquez has leveled the game. Rub those hands, Rian. We are tied at 2.
Credit here to Nacho Flores, who was in a battle, and he followed through after getting the ball deflected the first time. You'll watch it here on the replay. Nacho gets the ball here, blocked by Hundell. He's going to go again. Walla score for the goal. I wonder if they're going to challenge whether that should have been a goal kick or a goalkeeper distribution rather than a corner kick. It's going to be interesting to see what St. Louis is challenging here.
If we can go down to Maybe we can go check in with Lux real quick. Lux, are you hearing anything from crew chief Austin Sani about what they're looking at?
Yes, it looks like they're going to be looking for a handball in the box.
Handball in the box.
Okay.
They're looking at the screen now.
We will see if we get a view of that. See if they're wanting a handball maybe on Marquez. So there's the ball in. Clearly that's not a handball. I wonder if there was something before.
Yeah.
All right, we'll try this again.
I wonder if they're looking even further in front of this.
Before that. Okay, so Marquez back to Nacho. He's going to hit it off the wall. Ball's going to come back out. He's going to get it again here. It's going to be blocked by Hundell right here, and then he's going to kick it.
Oh, there's the left hand. When it was coming down, may have grazed the ball.
We'll see what they say.
Okay.
Nope.
Meantime, for Marquez,
goal stands.
Marquez, he bags his 6th goal of the game, and for Nacho Flores, Nacho tallies his 4th assist of the season, and the Comets have tied it at 2.
Well, obviously there's going to be some fans disappointed on that, and maybe in a quarter I'll encourage you all to watch under review this week. But just like not every foul is a blue card, not every time the ball touches a hand is an infraction. In this case, the referees didn't see anything here. Oh, keep talking. I got a note from somebody.
All right. Under 5 to play here in the 3rd. It's a brand new ball game, tied at 2. Kazim battling Quito. Kazim steps in front. Kazim wins the ball and is back the other way and is called for the foul. Boy, it's hard to hear the whistle here inside Cable Dahmer Arena. Was so loud.
While all this was going on, I heard from the director of officials, the co-host of Under Review, who reminded me corner kicks or goalkeeper distributions are not challengeable, so it wasn't that. It was absolutely the attacking handball that they were looking at. So thank you for watching, Ryan, on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Good save by Ajamadu.
Ajamadu with a swats that one away.
Sigic was a guest with us on CBS Sports Golazo Network during the championship series last year.
He was right here in this booth, and I can't thank him enough. I'll say thanks once again when we were doing all those games in the playoffs. He was such a great resource to have. Tayu in the corner. On back to Araujo, and a foul called against Andreos. Niamsi back to Will Eske. Will Eske scored the game's first goal, sends it to Paulo. He plays it forward, headed back by Kansas City, and then off the top of Ramon Palmer's head out of bounds. Exactly 4 minutes to play in the 3rd. Tied at 2 between these two I-70 rivals. Comets with a 2-0 lead in the season series. The Comets will play St. Louis more than any other team on their schedule. They'll play them 5 times in all. These two teams will meet once again coming up on Tuesday. It's a day game, New Year's Eve day game down at Family Arena. 2:05 start. And then the Comets and Ambush will wrap up their season series in February when they come back to Cable Dahmer Arena.
I think the Ambush might have been a little motivated. There were a few social media posts today about this I-70 Cup and maybe Kansas City wanting to clinch it tonight, having won the first 2 games. And not that you need any more motivation in this rivalry, but maybe that was some good motivation for St. Louis. The Cup will be presented that 5th game here at Cable Dahmer Arena.
They'll have what they say, most valuable player of the series and all that stuff. So the I-70 Cup presented by WANA. Here's Marquez. His pass off the mark. St. Louis will play it away and hold it and get their offense going. Dylan Hundell on over to Mo Ndiaye. Now near side for Almeida. Lucas looking for Duduka, who has been out of the sin bin for just a couple minutes now. Rion Marquez goes down in a heap, and he is chopped down by Almeida.
Hundeld, actually, and Hundeld can't believe it.
So the Comets with a restart here just beyond the yellow line. That yellow line is 50 feet away from the goal. So we'll call it 54 feet. Here's Nacho. Over to Acosta. His right-footed shot blocked by Almeida. Comets trying to win it back. NDI comes out with it. Playing it forward to Chacunte. And Axel back on the ball. Going forward. Fires a shot. Save. Ejimadu. Rebound comes to St. Louis. Almeida going the opposite direction. All the way back towards Paulo.
You realize how tough it is when all the action has been the other way. And you have to be ready for that one moment, and Ejimadu was.
Eske with a chance out front, sends it wide. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in this third quarter. What a game between these rivals. Here's Almeida. Forward for Tayu. Back to Varela. Correction, Niamsi. Now Tayu. The King scored a pretty goal in the first half. Went over to Quito, into the corner to Lucas. He goes off the boards, bangs it into the box. Comets clear it out wide. Tetsane draws the foul against St. Louis. Kansas City will have the ball. And now some words here for Austin Sane to Lucas Almeida.
The MASL All-Star Game is headed to the Blue Turf of Utica, New York on February 12, 2025. Follow the MASL on social media for updates on tickets, rosters, and more. Looking forward to seeing the lineups being announced soon, and this will be a top-of-the-arc restart opportunity here for the Comets.
Mistake there by Will Eske. He didn't want to do it. He knew it immediately. So that gives Kansas City a chance at the restart. Ball spotted to the top of the arc. Comets bring out their offensive players. It's Nacho and Reggett behind the ball. Nacho, and he calls timeout.
You know what, partner? It's always a good time to call a timeout.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Well, it was a great time to call a timeout. Now you have an opportunity to figure out which way are you going to put Acosta, which way are you going to put Reggett.
And there's Stefan Stokic there. He's already got something he's thinking about, drawing it up on the board. Team climbs in. Stefan Stokic in his second year as a head coach for the Comets. Stokic taking the Comets to the Ron Newman Cup final last year and almost got them a Ron Newman Cup title. They fell to Chihuahua by 1 goal in each of those 2 games. It was a really close series. And that's the question this year. Who will take down Chihuahua? Can the Comets get back to the Ron Newman Cup final? There are a lot of good teams out there that have improved this year, and to climb the hill once again this year seems to be even harder than it was last year.
Well, and you look at St. Louis, look at Baltimore, look at Harrisburg, look at Empire. You look at a lot of teams that you take their roster where it was last year and this year, and teams have loaded up. St. Louis bringing in both Tayus, Barella, Pollo. I mean, they brought in quality players. Every team is looking for that edge, looking for that advantage, and only 8 of the 12 are going to make it to the quarterfinal round, and that's going to be a battle once the playoffs hit because, I think Chihuahua looks like the best team in the league, but there's some teams here that can score a lot of goals. UCFC, they'll beat you 10-9.
Yep. Here's Nacho, flicks it back for Reggett, and that one blocked by Varela. Good defensive play there by Julio Varela. Now the ball loose out front, is off his line, almost got through on the rebound shot, whistled one in there. Here's Marquez, top shelf, where Grandma keeps the cookies. The Comets have their first lead in the game. It's 3-2.
He is the leading scorer in the league. Kelvin Oliveira may have something to say about that tomorrow when UCFC has their home opener. But for now, It's Marquez's show. Entry ball in. And Paulo was trying to battle for it. Sometimes it's just a matter of where you are and where the ball bounces to you. Nacho tried to drill it from outside. Ball just comes into the corner there for Real Marquez, and all he had to do was place it high, and nothing that Paulo could do. What was a 2-0 lead for St. Louis is now a 3-2 deficit.
Comets have scored 3 straight. And now at the other end, a save and a rebound and a goal! We're tied again at 3. St. Louis strikes right back, and with 52 seconds left in the third.
How big was that goal, too?
Huge.
It's right at the end of the quarter. See Tayu looking in the middle. Good quick pass there from Niamsi, and he followed the loose ball. Niamsi trying to go to JT. Walla, score. Brian Como is going to be lighting up his social media accounts as Walla score social media accounts between this game and the Milwaukee game. There have been quite a few today, and good for St. Louis because they could have folded here, and they absolutely did not. They're going to battle all the way, and it's 3-3.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen a team just score a big goal to take a lead, and then to have this momentary letdown after a goal when just for a fraction of a moment you're not with your man or whatever, and the other team takes advantage of it. So once again, level at 3. Will Niamsi, his second on the year. And here we go, playing out the final seconds of the third quarter.
Also, good things happen when you play the ball to your target, like it started with Tayu there in that sequence.
Here's Danny, still going forward, flicks it behind him. Paulo pounces on the ball and secures it for the ambush. Here's Esque up the near touchline, and he is fouled by Danny. Danny, one of the newest members of the Comets from Santiago, Chile. Still learning the game, but a very promising player for Stefan Stokic. Horn sounds, and that is it. That is it for the third. The Comets score 3 straight, only to have St. Louis score 1. We are tied at 3 as we go into the final 15 minutes on CBS Sports Golazo.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
This is Kansas City. This is my town. What happens here matters to me. You're my neighbors, and when one of my neighbors gets hurt, I want to help. If you're hurt in Kansas City, I've got this.
Call 816-888-7500.
Clear vision is so important for everything I do, on and off the field. I'm Zach Reggett, forward for the Kansas City Comets. We are super excited to partner with Silverstein Eye Centers as the official eye care provider for the Kansas City Comets.
I'm Dr. Steve Silverstein. We would love to show you what eye care should be. Please call us to schedule an appointment or visit our website at silversteineyecenters.com.
Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on X. They are lighting it up with goal clips from both games. Looks like IB26 got himself a hat trick. I think he's at 400, but we'll confirm that. If so, congrats to one of the all-time great forwards.
Yeah, and Milwaukee is at, what are they at? Are they at 7 points right now?
They are at 8 points.
8 points.
Yeah, and so they're up 7-1, comfortable lead, and they get Dallas again. So they're hosting Dallas today, and then they'll host them again on New Year's Eve. So kudos to IB who keeps scoring. You get a chance to watch on social media. We saw Will Eske score a Self-Wallace scorer here in Kansas City. Alex Sanchez, who for me is the rising star of the Milwaukee Wave,
he did
his own, but instead of doing it off the end boards, he did it off the sideboards, but got himself a Self-Wallace score up there too.
Wow.
But definitely check out. There's a lot of great content on MASL social media. Speaking of social media, Christian Andreas, who has himself thousands of Instagram followers, he actually
like
went live.
40,000.
He went live yesterday at the barber's chair with that new design that he's rocking.
He is such a positive person, but a fierce competitor and a hard worker. Eric Bergrud, Nick Vassos, and Lux St. Louis, our sideline reporter. Glad you are here and spending part of your weekend with us here on CBS Sports Golazo. It's MASL Soccer here at Cable Dahmer Arena, just outside of Kansas City and Independence. Comets and Ambush renewing their rivalry, and we are tied at 3. Only 15 minutes to go. Who will win? Who will be the hero? We will find out. Here's Mikey Lennis. Over to DeBray Holloman. Comets moving left to right in this quarter. Ejimadu right in front of us. Over to Vandergriff. Chad Vandergriff runs with it across the line and leaves it for Kazim. Leo Acosta checking into the game now. Up to Marquez. Acosta. There's Acosta. Touches it out to Lennis. After a bobble. Regroups to Holloman. Off the glass. Through the box. And it comes out to NDI. And it's taken back by Kansas City. Here's Lennis again. Marked closely by a defender. That's Varela. And leaves it for Pino. Lennis goes off. Ramon Palmer comes on. And the Comets lose the ball. Big body there. Ndai. He holding onto the ball. And he gets it out. And here's a shot by Quito. And that one's saved by Ejimadu. That was pretty nifty there by Phillip. Good play there by Acosta. He dribbles into open space and then is taken down. Good tackle by St. Gwyneth. Rolls to Ramon Palmer. Palmer looking for space. Polo coming way out off his line. Still fighting for the ball in the corner. Duduka's in there. Palmer's in there. Reggett is too. It comes out. Acosta! Save! Paulo! Wow!
So those fans who were telling goalkeepers, stay in your goal, you just saw both goalkeepers come off their line in both sequences and make unbelievable saves.
Incredible action. Comets with the ball. Clock rolling here in the fourth. We are level at 3. Vandergriff forward to Ramon Palmer, who goes behind Chad, who has to race back to gather it up for KC. Vandergriff goes to Ejimadu. Ejimadu playing tonight for Neto, who remains out. Ejimadu is 3-0 on the season. Gets it down to Reggett. Reggett to Tetsane. Tetsane with Duduka marking him for the ambush. Tetsane now double teamed. Here comes Eske. Gets it to Palmer. Now front and center Vandergriff. Will swing it right side for Danny. Danny gets inside. He shoots off the glass. Got a powerful shot. That one whistles out.
Good play by
Comets
Vandergriff there.
Saved it. Now Chad trying to get it over. Correction. Reggett now down the corner to Danny. Back to Kazim, who shoots, and that one off the mark. Correction, that was Tetsane.
On his right rather than his preferred left, and just didn't have the pace on that.
Changes for Kansas City. They need fresh legs out there. Vandergrift goes off too. And here comes Eric Pereira in for him. Now Marquez flicks it back for Acosta running in and could not catch up with that one. Axel Chicunte. Now out wide. This one Varela. Varela to the corner. That is John Esque. He has it taken away from him. Quickly up the field to Pereira. Pereira trying to shield away the defender. Here comes Araujo. Back to Pino. Now Pino forward. A little bit too long, and he knocked it out of bounds.
Catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV on YouTube and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bash-Javansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's games and discuss the league's hot topics. There are going to be a lot of goals for them to talk about this week.
Here's a turn from NDI, and boy, that was a quick turn by Mo. He's such a big body out there. DeBray Holloman deflects it away. Comets come out with an Andreas on his horse. Christian slots it through to Kazim. Kazim shoots, save, Paulo.
Easy for Paulo. And what Kazim wants over is he got himself so far wide. The angle was set.
Comets throw the replay flag, the flag out here. Christian Andreas. Christian was adamant about Stokic throwing the flag.
So he had passed it. We'll have to look to see what happened in that transition from him passing it to Kazim, whether he believes he got fouled. We'll see if the referees agree.
Okay.
So they're challenging a holding offense on the breakaway. As a reminder, and we'll watch this here. Oh, whether Kazim got grabbed, not Andreas. Right where the Tayu. You're going to have to go back a little bit. Yeah.
We might, I don't know. We can't see it there on this camera angle.
It's worth mentioning on this shot, he took himself so far wide that Paulo really didn't have any issues with that.
So there's Christian, and he's got Dylan Hundelt right behind him. Okay.
So it's got to be in one of two places. Either has to be Tayu before this, or as the play transgressed.
Let's check in with Lux. Lux, you're down there. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing that they're going over this quite a few times. Obviously, everyone on the team is yelling at them to continue to play this play through. They want to see what happens, but as soon as the camera crosses over, I'm not sure they're going to be able to see it.
If it's after that play, and Andreas, that's what he's wanting. Is he wanting it in the box? I don't see much there. It's going to be right here.
There it is, right?
It's
yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's
as soon as Christian, but you're right, Eric. Is it after Kazim shoots the ball?
Yeah, he's wanting it. He is wanting it. And this has taken a long time.
Yeah, so let's...
I think he's wanting it at the end of the play.
Yeah, that's
not it there.
Yeah, so here we go. So you're going to...
This is going to play all the way through. And just keep it through and watch Andreas on the far post. And I think he's going to want to say right here... you can hardly see it.
Yeah, it's...
I just don't. If that's it, here, this angle.
One. Try this angle right here. Here we go. Okay, so there's Dylan Hundelt right behind Andreas, who's on the far side. Kazim tees it up. He shoots, and then Dylan.
Yeah, no. So
okay.
No for.
Yeah.
No. If that's it.
If that's it. Are you seeing the same thing we are, Lux?
I'm seeing that. It looks like it's after the shot.
Yeah, and there's nothing there. Paulo makes the save. The ball goes away.
Here we go. We're getting our decision.
Yeah.
So it would go back to, it would be St. Louis's ball.
Yeah, so what level of impact did a hold have on the attacker?
Oh,
so
okay.
here's the distinction here. They're gonna call a foul coming in, which may seem like no big deal, except for the fact that Kansas City should retain their challenge flag.
Right.
Because there was a call change in possession on the review.
You're absolutely
and
right,
so
Eric.
Stokic gets his challenge flag
Sure
back.
does. There it is. He gets it back. Good call, Eric.
Paulo cannot believe this. And so they're going to call a simple foul
on Dylan Hundell.
So it's the play, and they're going to call it from outside. So in the lead into the box, not where the play ended in the box. And so Alessia Tetsani will set up wide here. Actually, he's going to sneak in a little bit. Acosta's going to go wide. Tetsani is probably your best option here.
Here's Nacho. Nacho to Tetsani, shoots just above the woodwork. And it comes back to Lucia, and he'll kick it back to Ejimadu. Comets get some legs out there. Nacho goes off frustrated. Here's Reggett. Reggett trying to work his way through two players, pinballing, and then finally kicked away by Daduka.
St. Louis has done a lot of this, and good for them. Sometimes it's just better to get rid of the pressure, allow your team to regroup, rather than trying to carry the ball down the field.
Here's Lennis. Tetsane to Leo Acosta. Tetsane flicks it high. Paulo heads it away. Not his best effort there. Chad Vandergriff had it for a moment. Here's Tayu trying to turn on Reggett, and a foul is called on Zach. Tayu with the crying face to one of the Comet fans here.
He's played a few games here over the years.
Oh, boy. Has he ever. And here he is, the king. Bounced off his foot. Now ricochets back in, and Tayu's got it. Tayu back to Almeida. Under 10 to play in the game. Tied at 3. Araujo off the boards, and Vandergriff deflects it into Ejimadu. Lays it off to Pino. Both teams go for big-time changes. Pino's out there. Pino slots it through to Marquez. Could not put a boot on that one, and it's headed away by St. Louis. And now a foul is called on Rafael Araujo. Here's a long drive by Nacho. Boy, Nacho.
The adrenaline kicked in, Nick.
It sure has. He wanted to make something happen there. He was frustrated on that last restart. Comets and ambush tied at 3. Clock is rolling. Nobody's left. Cable Dahmer Arena is rocking tonight. Paulo kicks it long, high off the glass, bounces into the box. Palmer gets a touch up to Andreos. Christian forward for Junior Kazim. Kazim goes down. And a foul called against the ambush. Mark Kedlisek, one of the officials, looked like he might have slipped his hand into the pocket, but instead did not.
I really like how they're calling this game. It's been consistent. They're not just putting people in the penalty box for the sake of putting people in the penalty box, and it's going to take something egregious to get a blue card. Let the players on the field determine the outcome of the game, Nick.
Nacho touches it over to Acosta, goes off the boards. Testone with a low screamer, and Paulo makes another tremendous save. And Nacho's called for the foul. So St. Louis ball, 8:11 to play in the game.
That looked like it might sneak underneath him. He got a hand down. He's looked terrific.
Paulo's been incredible. That one low pass out to Tayu. Near side Niamsi. Niamsi forward to NDI. NDI turns and fires, and that one wide. There's a kick off the glass, still loose. Danny kicked it wide and then picked up by Andreos of the Comets, trying to clear it out of their half, but Tayu digs in and wins it back for St. Louis.
Danny barely kept it in play, playing with fire there a little bit, trying to put it around the boards, but no harm, no foul there for the Comets.
Here's Almeida. Thought about making Tayu, but it rolls into NDI. It's like St. Louis has two target forwards out there, and Mo NDI and Frank Tayu.
You might recall in his last stint with St. Louis, NDI was a target forward. He's been playing defense the last few years with Empire and UCFC, but he can play multiple positions. Just gives them a different look, kind of like when the Comets bring Marquez and Reggett out on the same line, which we have yet to see tonight.
Exactly. Here's Tetsane over to Vandegrift. Back to Lucia. Under 7 to play in this game. Reggett's got it in the target. Goes off the board. Still loose, bouncing around and cleared away by the ambush.
They're doing such a great job of keeping the ball in play. Some teams just panic and put the ball out of bounds.
Into Reggett once again. Reggett rolls it over to Acosta. Well, it looks like Palmer tried to volley one, but fanned on it. Comets hang on to possession of the ball. Tetsane goes off. Pino comes on. Here is Reggett. He'll tap it back to Acosta. Nacho coming back into the game also. Reggett is about to go off with Marquez coming back on. Here's Rion. Ball at the feet of Nacho. Marquez just coming on. Passes it over to Pino. Pino over to Nacho. Under 6 to play. Into Rion.
Handball.
Handball called against KC. That's the first one of the half for Rion. Under 6 to play, tied at 3. Paulo. That one touched Pereira, goes out of bounds, and we've got a media timeout. What a game we've got here in the KC area. We are tied at 3. Kansas City and St. Louis are tied at 3 in this I70 series. Glad you were with us right here on CBS Sports Golazo.
Community America Credit Union, where every member feels like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Welcome back to the Cable Dahmer Arena. Next home match will take place on January 5th against the Milwaukee Wave. We have 5:43 in the fourth. All is tied up in this monster matchup. Eric and Nick, here we go again.
Boy, you're right, Lux. It's always a great game between KC and Milwaukee, like it is against St. Louis. These three teams have been playing indoor soccer for 4 decades. It's going to be another good one here at Cable Dahmer Arena, and we certainly hope you can join us. Here's a giveaway. Andrea slots it through to Kazim. Kazim goes down.
No foul.
It looked like Junior initiated the contact there. That's why it was no whistle. Comets get it back. Nacho thought about it for a moment, but instead pulls it back and will set up the offense.
Speaking of Milwaukee, you've heard of a natural hat trick?
Yeah.
Ian Bennett, 4 goals in a row.
Oh.
8-1 wave. Congrats to IB on his milestone 400th goal.
Incredible player.
Pretty good deal.
Yep. We'll see him here at Cable Dahmer Arena. Hopefully he doesn't have a repeat performance with the fans.
Oh, he loves scoring goals here.
It does. Out of bounds off KC.
93 of those goals. Now 401 goals scored against Kansas City.
Wow. There's Paulo from Natal, Brazil. Remarkable player. He's ageless, too. Foul called against the Comets. Andreos, the guilty party.
Well, and for goalkeepers, you get better when you get older, and it's not out of the realm to see 40-year-old goalkeepers shine in this league. Boris Pardo, San Diego Soccer's being an example. We saw Danny Waltman playing into his 40s for the Tacoma Stars.
Almeida off the side of his boot. That one out of bounds.
Disagree with the call tonight? You might just see it on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review with Phil Levanco and MASL head referee Ryan Sigich. Catch it each week on YouTube.
And to Marquez, who's immediately double-teamed, forced out wide, and picked up by Axel Chacunte. Here's Axel moving to his right. He'll shoot off the boards. It comes out to John Esque. He'll bring it away from the goal. Play it back to Almeida. Esque goes off. His brother William will stay on, and he has the ball. Here's Will Esque to Lucas. Into Araujo. Comets double team him, and Araujo kicks it long. We've got a whistle. And
it's going to be Comets' ball.
Guess that's going to go. Is that going to be a foul against Rafael?
I thought the ball went out of
Araujo?
play.
Oh, okay. I tell you, the fans are not going anywhere. They're waiting around to see a Comet victory. Comets lead.
Watching these games for years, Nick, anything is possible.
Vandegrift heads it into the corner. The Comets leading the league in attendance, averaging nearly 5,000 a game. Tetsane to the corner to Danny. Now back away from the goal to Vandegrift. He'll send it near side to Palmer. Ramon forward to Tetsane. Lucia to Pereira. Eric to the right side, not my broadcast partner. Now down to the corner to Zach. Zach with his back to the goal, had it poked away from behind. Ramon Palmer tracks it down, gets it over to Pereira. Comets looking inside, but there's just nothing there right now. So they're working it around the perimeter. The game tied at 3 and under 3 to play.
Talk about seeing anything. Were you aware that on this night in 2015, the St. Louis Ambush beat the Comets for the first time ever? 6-5 win right here. Andre Hain had a hat trick. Gordy Gerson scored twice for St. Louis. So they have won here before. They have won tight games here before. And anybody who makes any assumptions, stay tuned because we have no idea who's going to win this game.
Here comes John A. John A. shoots at one above the crossbar. He gets it back. He shoots and scores. Does a backflip to celebrate. John A. with an A+ effort. And the Ambush are on top 4-3.
So I think they're going to challenge, and I think they're going to lose this challenge. So you're going to watch Christian Andreos collide into Tayo, fall down, and that's what triggered this play. And all of a sudden, the ball moved between Esque and Frank Tayo. We'll see if we see this on the replay. When I saw it live, I did not see a foul. They're going to look for a foul. Right there is what they're going to say. That's what they're challenging.
So let's see here. Oh, no. I mean, if that's it.
Yeah, so here's what the Comets are going to say. Yep. I think that's right, and that was quick. It created an odd man advantage, but that was a collision. That was not a foul in my opinion, and I didn't think it was a foul the first time. And if the last video review took forever, that one was quick.
Yeah. I believe the last time St. Louis won in Kansas City was back on April the 3rd, 2022, a 6-3 win over the Comets. It has been a while since the Ambush have won here at Cable Dahmer Arena.
So there's SK to SK. Pass from Taiyu. And John Ask was pretty happy to score that goal. Tetsane's on as sixth attacker, Nick.
So here we go. Sixth attacker. St. Louis leading 4-3, trying to get their first road win in nearly 2 years. And they're trying to do it against their I-70 rivals in the Comets. Kansas City on the power play. It's Nacho to Tetsane. Into the corner to Reggett. 2 minutes to play in the game. 2 minutes to play, and a foul is called on St. Louis.
Tonight's attendance, 4,631 here at Cable Dahmer Arena. Another strong crowd for the Comets.
Can the Comets come back and level this game? Nacho sends it in. And NDI is there. He goes down. No whistle. Comets send it around the boards. It comes off to Leo Acosta. Acosta slots it into the middle looking for Marquez. Acosta shields away William Esque. Comets get it back. Not a little bit of, well, just a little time left. 1 minute, 34 seconds left in the game. Here's Reggett. Comets trail by 1. Nacho into an open corner. John A. Fan on a shot! Oh my! We are level! Level at 4. It's Ramon Palmer! Ramon Palmer of all people! Tie the game at 4.
We mentioned earlier, Nick, he scored his first goal 12 years ago tonight. That's his 100th goal in all competitions for Kansas City. Again, the ball movement here, Reggett just waiting for somebody. So Nacho goes far side. Oh, SK, you're going to want that back. You just scored a goal, and this game, it gives to you and it takes from you, and it took from him that time.
Oh, yeah, if SK would have been able to put a boot on that one, it could have cleared it. Instead, Ramon Palmer pounces on it and gets the game tied. 1:23 left to play.
Timeout, St. Louis. Let's stay here, Nick, just because.
Wow.
So we've seen it all. You cannot just turn off your smartphone, laptop, wherever you're watching us today, because this game's far from over. And we saw this last year. St. Louis had Kansas City beat, and the Comets scored a goal with like 3 seconds left in regulation. Lucas Souza and Zach Reggett won in overtime. And so a minute 23, we could still see 2 goals. Anything's possible here. This is where you have to be very disciplined on defense, both teams. And Kansas City, as much as they want to start on the counter, got to defend first.
Let's go down to Lux. Lux, how are you doing?
Wow, it is so loud down here. It is absolutely incredible. The energy. You can feel it in your soul. I can feel it in my skin. This is such a tough matchup, you guys. 4-4 with 1:23 left between the two teams that I've worked for. This is a tough one.
Oh, it really isn't a tough one, Lux. It really isn't. It's a good game, though. I mean, for all the goals that were scored yesterday, it was 9-8 in Baltimore. Harrisburg almost beat them. And then 20 goals, 14-6 in Chihuahua. This is an exciting game with only 8 goals, right?
Yeah.
Only.
All right, here we go. Last minute and 20 seconds. Holy cow, I can barely hear myself. Vandegrift with a touch. Now Mikey Lennis out with the ball, plays it looking for Andreos. Now Mikey Lennis forward to Junior Kazim. 64 seconds left in the game, tied at 4.
Great job by Taiyu doubling him.
Taiyu wins it. Taiyu still with the ball, gets it out to India. Ijibadu off his line to clear it away.
And he didn't hit it over 3 lines, which was helpful for the Comets as well.
46 seconds left. Eske forward to Taiyu. Taiyu turns and
that was
fires.
in. That was
Dong!
in.
Off the side of the post. Oh, Margaret, that was close. 31 seconds left. Taiyu goes down, and a foul is called on Vandegrift.
And what a battle. You have the king, 4-time MVP, versus a former Defender of the Year battling against each other. That's the way you want to see this game end.
Daduka. Boy, they got 3 targets out there. Taiyu, Daduka, and Ndiaye.
I like that.
Yeah.
We're going to try to score.
Here's Almeida. Over to Daduka. 2 seconds left. Eske off the inboard.
It's like they were holding for the last shot and nobody wanted to shoot it, and we're going to overtime, Nick.
St. Louis earns a point on the road. Well, we don't know yet. We'll find out. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll set up overtime between Kansas City and St. Louis. Stay with us on CBS Sports Golazo.
Daytech is an IT enterprise infrastructure provider covering networking, security, and more. Email us at sales@daytechinc.net to learn more about Daytech.
From new guys to the veterans, even this guy. At Community America, every member feels like a star.
With the one in there and almost deflected. Shot in the goal! It is Nacho! Comets win game 1! Out to Reddit. He does for game winner! For the dude! And for the score! And he scores!
Back inside Cable Dahmer Arena for overtime between Kansas City and St. Louis. Live look at head coach of the Kansas City Comets, Stefan Stokic, who got his team across the line in the last minute and 30 seconds to level this game at 4 after St. Louis had tied it 4-3. So here's overtime. It's a 10-minute period. There are no coaching challenges in the extra frame. That will be at the discretion of the referees. It is a golden goal situation. First one to score wins. And Kansas City and St. Louis team captains are meeting with the officials right now. William Eskay and Nacho Flores chatting with the officials. What a great game we have had here tonight between these two I-70 rivals. St. Louis trying to win their first road game in a long time, and Kansas City trying to hold off their rivals to go 4-0-1 on the season.
And for Kansas City, every point matters because Milwaukee's taking care of business today. Chihuahua, I can guarantee you, will take care of business tonight. San Diego with a home game against Empire. They hope to win that one. I think they would probably be expected to win that one. I think Empire is going to give them a good game tonight too. But this is the point where you have to maximize every possible point. You've already dropped one if you're Kansas City. You can't drop a second one. And if you're St. Louis, you got a big win against Dallas last home game. What momentum would you have with 2 wins in a row? And so there's reasons here for both teams heading into overtime.
Nacho forward to Reggett. It bounces over his head. Cleared away up to Ryan Keto, and then he plays it back to the Comets' half of the field. Ejimadu comes over, helps out, gets it up to Lucia Tetsane, and then forward into the corner for Rion Marquez.
And look who's out at the same time, Marquez and Reggett for overtime.
Marquez and Reggett in the same corner. It's kicked away, held in by Kansas City. Acosta is out there, back into Rion. Couple of soul rolls moving to his right to Reggett, runs into traffic.
And look at Eskay go.
Cleared away. There's Eskay on the break. Ejimadu comes out and clears it away. What a play by Ejimadu.
Read that extremely well. If he had stayed in his box, he would have been toast.
Marquez trying to clear it. It hits the official. The official is in play. And then Chacunte runs into the Comets, and then KC kicks it right back to St. Louis. Here's Will Niamsi. He'll play it back to Paulo. Pressure from Andreos. Paulo, bad pass. Here come the Comets. Andreos off the boards. Ball loose out front, and Paulo pounces on it.
And well read by Paulo because he could tell what Andreos was trying to do. He was going to go wall up, score a wall pass, feed his teammate, and Paulo cut that off before it could go any further.
Daduka flicks it back for Varela. Varela had it poked away by Kansas City. Lennis pounces on the loose ball for the Comets. He is bumped into the boards. He gets back up. Everybody fighting for the ball. It squirts out, comes to Almeida. Lucas Almeida to Varela. Varela goes wide to Hundelt. Hundelt forward down to Tayu. Frank, the king. Wall pass to Hundelt. Couple of touches and sends it over to Almeida. We are in overtime. Level at 4. Off the boards down to Tayu. Frank, Tayu back to Varela near side Almeida. Forward to Daduka. Now front and center for Hundel. Coming on is Will Eskay. Hundel. Daduka. 7:24 in this overtime period. Forward to Daduka, who's tripped up in a foul called against Pino of Kansas City.
They've been battling all night. Two big guys.
.17. Fans trying to see this one through. Rolled in right to Ejimadu. And St. Louis will go for changes along with Kansas City. Fresh legs out there on the floor. Over to Acosta.
Reggett and Marquez both out again.
Acosta goes by one player, gets by another. Goes around the boards. Almost out of bounds. Tetsane gathers it. Forward to Marquez. Now Tetsane. That one steered aside by Paulo. Marquez trying to beat Niamse inside. Niamse clears it away. Eskay picks it up using that speed. Eskay trying to get around Acosta. And Acosta stride for stride.
Almeida's right there if he could see him.
Leaves it for Almeida. Shot and a goal! St. Louis has done it. They have won their first road game in nearly 2 years. Almeida is the hero. St. Louis 5, Kansas City 4.
We started the broadcast by focusing on SK as the spotlight player, and look at what he does in these transition situations. Makes the turn, and Almeida makes the run. Nice back heel. Sometimes it doesn't matter where you shoot it, it's that you do shoot it. Pinballed off of Nacho, pinballed off of Andreos in the goal. Big win for the Ambush. That's 2 wins in a row. And for the Comets, this one's going to sting for a long time, but they've got to get back on the road and play St. Louis Tuesday at the Family Arena.
Lucas Almeida with his second goal of the season. It gives St. Louis their first road win, their second win of the season. They pick up 2 points. Kansas City picks up a point. We are standing by to talk with Lucas Almeida. We'll send it down to Lux when she gets set up with Lucas. Almost there. There's Lux right next to Lucas. And let's go down to Lux St. Louis, who's with Lucas Almeida.
Congratulations, Lucas. How do you feel winning the third of the 4-set matchup between you guys and the Kansas City Comets? How are you feeling after that win?
Feels great. Feels great. We've been putting a lot of work. KC is always a great rival. They got us the last 2 times, so it's nice to get them back once.
Well, you guys seem to have a different defensive strategy. How do you feel that played in today's win?
I think it played a lot, an important piece of it, something they didn't expect. It took them time to adjust. They adjusted well in the third quarter, but we got lucky at the last one and got them to go our way.
What do you think we can expect on the 31st from you guys when we head down to St. Louis?
Hopefully the same result, but some different style of play.
You played incredible tonight. Congratulations, Lucas.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great seeing you.
All right, thanks a lot. Lux St. Louis with our player of the match, Lucas Almeida, who gets the game winner in overtime. St. Louis wins 5-4. Let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll wrap it up here from Cable Dahmer Arena. Ambusher winners over the Comets, 5-4. We'll be right back.
The Adirondack Apartments, the brand new apartment and townhome community, is now open in Independence and is the exclusive housing partner of your Kansas City Comets. Discover modern luxury living, from stainless steel appliances to resort-style swimming pool. The Adirondack Apartments has everything you need to live the life you deserve. Stop by or visit us on the web to schedule a tour of your brand new luxury home. The Adirondack Apartments.
Hail, alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy name forever a guiding light shall be. Strong as an oak tree, thy name shall never fail.
To thee, alma mater.
Hail, Park Hail. We are. We are. We are.
We are.
With the one in there and almost deflected. Shot in the goal! It is Nacho! Comets win game 1! Out to Reddit. He does for game winner! For the Duke! And for the score! And he
Ambusher winners tonight here at Cable Dahmer Arena in Kansas City, 5-4 in overtime. And St. Louis picks up their second win of the season. They now have 5 points on the year. Kansas City falls for the second time in overtime. They do pick up a point, so they have 11 points and still are near the top of the table. They are now 3-0-2. Eric?
Gritty performance by St. Louis. I think a lot of opposing teams are going to be watching this game film to see how they lined up defensively and how they got Kansas City out of their rhythm. For the Comets, they're going to have to regroup. Short turnaround, Tuesday afternoon game. It's a long ride over there, but they can take care of business on the road. We'll see how they handle that on Tuesday.
Yep. Tuesday, the New Year's Eve day game, 2:05 down at Family Arena. My thanks to our entire Cable Dahmer Arena crew. Great job, you guys. Ambusher winners over the Comets. Thanks for watching the Major Arena Soccer League on CBS Sports Golazo. Good night, everybody.